Shh, we got a dinosaur. Narrated by me, H.R. Mansky. Shh, we got a dinosaur and nobody knows, but it won't be long until our news explodes. Meet Henry, our Tyrannosaurus Rex. We found him by the grocery store complex. If you have any extra food, we need it right now. Otherwise, this dinosaur's tummy will growl. Henry is hungry and he's on a rampage. If only we could stick him inside of a cage. It all started when my sister and I walked home from school, and I accidentally stepped in a puddle of drool. I looked up and my jaw nearly hit the floor. Was I really seeing a prehistoric dinosaur? Sharp white teeth sank into the shopping complex. I was scared to think of what might happen next. He was hungry and taking the store apart piece by piece. The shoppers were screaming and fled to the streets. My sister was eating her sandwich when she and the dinosaur locked eyes. His terrifying gaze seemed as big as the skies. He veered his head closer to my sister's face. I grabbed her and said, "Quick, let's get out of this place." She stood still, and then they were nose to nose. Holding out her sandwich, she said, "I hope you like tomatoes." The dinosaur chomped the sandwich right out of her hands. I was hoping that we weren't part of his lunch plans. "Hey, dinosaur," my sister said, and his head turned around. "There's a way to get food without eating our town. Come to our house. We have lots of fresh snacks, but you have to promise you'll stop your attacks." The dinosaur nodded and looked for us to lead the way. I cried, "We can't bring a dinosaur home today." "He's just hungry and needs a little more food. I know when I get hungry, I'm in a bad mood." "Fine, but we can't keep him," I firmly said. "I've already named him Henry," she yelled, skipping ahead. Our dinosaur, Henry, followed us down the road. The concrete shook with every step of his heavy footload. People began to stare and took out their phones to record Henry and all of his dinosaur groans. Down the road, an older lady was walking her dog. She took one look at Henry and jumped like a frog. "Don't worry, he's just hungry," my sister said. The older lady's face was full of shock and went beet red. Finally, we made it home and told Henry he could eat. We didn't know he would start with our street. No, inside our house is where the food can be found. Thankfully, he stopped trying to eat the ground. "The kitchen is this way," I said, but next he tore part of the roof off instead. My sister ran to our pantry and gave him all our snacks, but crackers, cookies, and chips don't stop his hunger attack. He's already eaten all of our food, not to mention the bite out of our roof. It won't be long before the whole neighborhood knows he's here. We need help to make this dinosaur disappear. Our parents will be home soon, and we can't hide him in our room. Henry is still hungry and needs more to eat. Do you happen to have any dinosaur treats? He's not a picky eater and will follow you home. Just be careful not to let him roam. We have to ask since our options are getting slim. Will you please take over feeding him? The end. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the links in the description box. And if you're looking for a fun new book to read, check out my new book, Doppy Saves the Bees, an educational rhyming picture book about bee conservation for kids. I'll see you in the next story time.